ready to start working. Actually, I've been out there working since 6 o'clock, but I had to do a lot of other stuff, so we haven't got dirty yet. And until I get dirty from either sanding primer or playing in Bondo dust, I don't really consider myself working. Speaking of that, make sure you always wear your safety equipment when you're doing that type of work to protect your lungs and your vitalities. I had a guy come over to my shop last Saturday. Him and his wife came over last Saturday, and he said, "Pete," I said, "What's up, buddy? We're from Florida. We came out here to see you. How y'all doing?" I said, "That's great. I'm glad that you guys came out here." I don't even remember that now. I think his name was Chris. I don't remember, so if you're watching this video, Florida guy, don't get mad. It was either Carl or Chris, maybe. Anyway, he says, "You know, Pete, I used to do this for a living. I had to quit." I think his name was Carl. Carl and Annie. Yeah, I think so. So I want to do a shout out, and I want to appreciate, thanks for coming all the way out to Moab, Utah to shake a hand and make a friend. And that's my motto, okay? So I don't have that copyrighted, but if you want to use that, shake a hand, make a friend, that is a good way to have an honesty subject start out with you and a customer. That goes out for the shop owners. Yeah, shake a hand, make a friend. That's always a good angle. So he says, "Pete, I used to be a paint and body guy. I used to do what you do. I love your videos, but I can't do it anymore." I said, "Why not?" He said, "I went to the doctors and I got 60% lung capacity. The paint fumes and the Bondo dust and everything has ruined my ability to do this type of work." I asked him if he smoked. He said yes. So I didn't go into it further because I don't like to preach to people. I don't like to tell them what to do. But I suggest that if you go to the doctors and the doctor tells you that you got 60% lung capacity and you continue to smoke, I think you should wake up in the next morning and not pick a cigarette up. But we want to thank Carl and Annie for coming out. They were awesome people. They stuck around for probably 2 hours, and they said they come out here every year. So hopefully next year they come out here, we'll get to spend time together and go razoring or 4x4 or some bullshit like that. I've actually had other visitors come out here, and since we're on the subject of visitors, I want to talk about visitors for 1 second. I had a guy come out here from, I don't even know what was out. Maybe it was North Carolina. No, that wasn't it. Idaho. No, Iowa. He came out from Iowa. And I guess there's a place in Iowa, it's called the Thousand Lakes or something like that. And it's a real famous tourist attraction, kind of like Moab. And I'm going to tell everybody right now, and I hope everybody does not get insulted by this or upset, but I do not like gifts mailed to me. If you offer me a gift, I will probably tell you, don't send it. Now, this guy that came out from Iowa was an awesome guy. He claims he comes out here every year too, him and his wife, or maybe it's just him. He just comes out here alone. And I got some old metal art pictures in my shed. So before he came out here, he sent me pictures of his little garage he has with his cars in it. And it had memorabilia on the walls, kind of like I got, a little bit different. My memorabilia is about my childhood and, my life. It's not about hot rods and cars. But you got to get the idea of the man cave situation. So I have all these old metal art signs out, these gas signs, and there's a couple of them that I had doubles of. So I figured, the guy watches my videos and, he seems like a really awesome guy. And he says he's been a subscriber for 10 or 15 years or whatever. So I randomly gave him one of my pictures. I think it was a Route 66 sign or something. And I gave it to him. I'm going to be honest with you. I gave it to him because I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm trying to get rid of this stuff. I don't want to make that shit no more. And the reason I don't want to make it no more is people don't want to pay for what you do. They don't want to give you your labor money or possibly give you your material money for the hard work that you put into that little Route 66 sign. They don't want to do it. When I go to Barrett-Jackson car auction, when I used to go to Barrett-Jackson car auction, I would go and sell these signs for $75 and $80 each at Barrett-Jackson. When I went to the last car show and sold this stuff, which was in Austin, Texas, me and Minnie went to Austin, and I made a trailer load of metal art signs. I took them down there to that Rat Rod custom car Rat Rod show in Austin. We didn't even make $100. Most of the people that walked by took pictures of everything and was telling their wife or girlfriend, hey, I can do that. I can make that at home. That's pretty cool. Now, I had that happen to me at Barrett-Jackson several times too, which I don't mind. I mean, if you want to make the stuff, go ahead. But coming out publicly and randomly saying that to the person that actually made it right in front of his face is pretty much an insult, saying, you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, I just said the F word. And we're not even 10 minutes into this video, so I better watch it. So I kind of got out of making this metal art stuff because nobody wants to pay for it. They don't care about it. And, you know, if they want to buy it, they're going to give you $5 for it or, you know, whatever they can get it for the cheapest. So anyway, back to the story. I gave this guy one of the signs. He thought it was awesome. Now, I'm going to go ahead and scan around my shop. A lot of people don't know what my office looks like before I tell you the rest of the story. Okay, can y'all see this here? Are y'all looking? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and scan around my office. And I wanted to show you how much wall space I got for stuff. All right, I want to show you what I got for wall stuff. My dad made these. My dad made these when I was about 3 or 4 years old. He made those and tried to sell that stuff. Same thing back then. People didn't want to pay for it. They wanted you to give it to them. So he quit making that stuff. But I want to show you this here. I want everybody to take a look at my wall space. I mean, even over here on these custom shelves I built, I don't even have room in there to put anything. I got, you know, do you kind of get the idea here, folks? My walls are covered, okay? I don't have any room for anything. I literally, after I moved from Dallas, I literally got rid of 1/3 of all the stuff I had. The only thing I kept was childhood memories from my growing up experience and my grandma's house type experience. I mean, you know, here's a radio. That was actually my grandma's radio. And believe it or not, that thing still works. Still works. This is my little dog Bruno's, my little Pomeranian. Anybody that's been watching me for years and years, this was Bruno's favorite little toy. So I kept that. This is something that my son made me when he was like 5 years old at his grandpa's house in West Virginia. He hand cut that out and he glued it all together. And he made it for me. So here is a car that I got. And if you can see that, okay, the camera, where are we at? Okay, let me go like this. Okay, there you go. Okay, so here's a car that I got. This was from Barrett-Jackson. My son PJ bought that for me when me and Cajun Ed went out to Barrett-Jackson. So you kind of see what I got here. I got memories of my life on these walls. Okay, here's a good memory. See, this is memory stuff of me and my buddy. All right, can you see the boats? There they are. This is a memory of me and my buddy, Mr. Majestic. I would rate him as one of my closest best friends. Anybody that watches my videos know who's Mr. Majestic is, Mr. Pollock guy. So I got stuff that is my memories of my lifetime. All right, like Santa Claus, for instance. I have Santa Claus and Christmas stuff all over my shop randomly to remind me that every day that you wake up is Christmas. Besides being the birthday of Jesus Christ, Christmas is there to remind you that you're still alive and well. So, as you can see, I'm rambling now. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff on my walls. I don't need anything else. I don't want anything else. So I tell Mr. Iowa that I'm really sorry. Please don't take this wrong. I tried to explain it to him the best way possible. I don't want it. I don't have any room for it. If I put it out in my shop, whatever he was going to send me, it'll get ruined out there. I don't have any space for it. So he quit calling me, he quit talking to me, and I've never heard from him again. Many said that he was insulted. Many said that you should never turn anything down that somebody offers you. That people get insulted by it, and they're offended, and they act like they don't like you, and blah, 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 that you don't like them, and on and on. And I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, people. I just am the type of guy, I don't want gifts or presents, and I especially don't want you to send me money, because I'm not one of these people out there that are trying to get money from people that are hardworking people like you. That's the last thing on my mind, is to ask you for money. I did actually ask for money one time, because I had several people tell me, open a GoFundMe. This is when me and Minnie first bought this property, and we thought we were going to have to sell it because we weren't going to be able to do it. And I had all these people, get a GoFundMe. So I opened a GoFundMe thing up, and I got a lot of money on it within the first week, and I felt bad, so I turned around and I gave the money back. I didn't take it. I've actually borrowed large sums of money from people, and I believe, to their surprise, I paid them back. I think that they didn't think I was going to pay them back. And we're talking large sums of money. So, I'm an honest guy. This is all leading up to what this subject's about. So, I'm a pretty honest guy. And if I have something to say that's on my mind, I say it out of honesty and respect to the person that I'm saying it to. And a lot of times, it's going to come across wrong to that person. Kind of like Mr. Iowa that wanted to send me something that his dad made, and I told him I don't want it. I said, that's a great honor, but the thing is, I don't have any room for it. I can't use it. I have this pictures, but I don't even have room to hang up pictures up. I had my buddy up in Blanding, Utah. He came down here to shake a hand, make a friend. How you doing? He comes down here to shake a hand and make a friend. I never met him before, but he's watched my videos forever. So now he's my buddy because he lives right up the road, 75 miles. That's what it's like out here when you live out, 75 miles, he's a buddy. He comes down here, and I had some of these things made. I didn't have anywhere to hang it. I don't have any. So I said, you know what? I don't have anywhere to hang this thing. Take it. So he took it and he hung it in his shop. So I'm trying to say, I don't have space for stuff. And when I told this guy that, he got insults, and I've never heard back from him. He's never emailed me again. And I believe that he probably hates my guts. And he thinks that I'm an arrogant, stuck-up piece of shit. But, I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. It's called honesty. And that's what this is about. This is about being honest to everyone you meet and building a reputation. Today, we live in a society that is basically, I can't turn the phone here. This is the society we live in today, people, right there. It started with that, to be honest with you. That's what it started with, is email. Electronic mail. That's where social media started, believe it or not. Right there. And that's the type of world we live in today. People get on Facebook, they get on Twitter, they get on Instagram, they get on YouTube and TikTok and everything else, and they're so involved with having false friendships that they are so lonely because the world has become social mediaized. We don't go out anymore and go to our neighbor's house and have a barbecue. Do you know how many times I have had a barbecue with my neighbor that lives 50 feet away? Never. I have never been invited to their house. They have never been invited to my house. I mean, it's just uncalled for these days that you would even think of doing that. I remember when you used to have block parties. That was socializing. Is when somebody would put a block party, and it wasn't just one time a year, it was several times a year, and a different person in the neighborhood would put a block party on, and they'd invite everybody to come over. Those were fun. That was socializing. And when you meet people in person, and you shake a hand and make a friend like that, you get to trust that person, and the honesty of that person shows. Anybody can get on the internet and call their name Honest Joe. I'm not going to use the name Joe. We're not going to say that. Honest Billy Bob. Scratch the name Joe. I'm sorry. So anybody get on the internet and come up with a name called first name Honest, last name Billy Bob. They can get on there and get all these friends. They start typing to them, and all of a sudden, I trust this guy. He's honest. I like him. The guy gets so honest with people on the internet that he's asking for your money, and guess what you're doing? You're sending him his money. You're sending him your money, and you are sending him stuff because you are reaching out to an honest person. Honesty today is about as thick as this paper right here. Because we don't talk to each other in person anymore. It's over. We get on the internet and we get 5,000 friends on Facebook and we get 2 million followers on YouTube, and we get, Twitter. Okay, we got Twitter. I don't tweet. I put my videos on there for a little advertisement, but that's it. We got Instagram. I post pictures and stuff on that. But you kind of get the idea. So the real deal is, and this leads up into automotive, because that's what I'm about. I'm about automotive repairs. I'm about cars, trucks, and custom painting and all this other shit. I'm going to bring up a social forum, Facebook forum. It's called, Here's Your Honesty for You, okay? So you join one of these groups, and the only reason I joined that group is because it came up on my feed line or something, and I thought, well, I can advertise my videos on there. I never ever left any comment. I might have left 1 or 2 comments, but I never left comments because it's a forum. And you get on these sites, and now all of a sudden, you're friends with all these people. What is a fucking friend? Facebook? Facebook friend? Do you know that Facebook started out as a social media gathering for family? That if you had a family and you lived in this state and that person lived in that state and that person, you can start your own little family group and share your photos and content and everything with your family. And then it turned into this giant, extravagant friendship thing. Have you ever got on Facebook and you notice you click one thing and said some guy wants to be friends with you? You never heard of the guy's name or the girl. And you say, well, yeah, I need more friends. So I click on it. And then all of a sudden, 10 more names will come up that says, these people are friends with that person. So friend these people. And it's like a chain letter. That's what it is, a chain letter. Anybody can open up a website and pay thousands of dollars and have beautiful pictures and grab pictures off the internet and put them on their website and make it look like they're the best thing in the world so you trust them. The next thing you know, you're taking your car to these people that said they've been in business for 35 years and they got 15 employees, and you go over to their shop and it's a fucking like 1,000 square foot shop that has a very small, rinky-dink semi-paint booth over in the far corner that we don't know if my pickup truck's going to fit in it. And they got books with pictures of cars in there that they claim they did, but we don't know. But their website's awesome. And I just traveled 1,800 miles with my car to come over to this shop that's basically a rental space in a fucking bad part of town. And they say they're going to go ahead and fix my car because they're honest online. But in reality, these motherfuckers don't know shit. Honesty comes from many, many years of not ripping people off, being in business for many, many years without advertising. If anybody looks up my website, okay, look my website up. It's swrnc.com or southwestrodandcustom.com. I think I got rid of that. I think it's just swrnc.com. You will see my website is old school. It is, I mean, it's like 15, 18 years old. All there is on there is my name, my address. I got previous projects, latest projects, and that's about it. And I got a couple recommendation letters or something that people has wrote in the past. Trusting someone to work on your car is very, very hard. People ask me, do you get more business because of YouTube? No, not really. Because I've always been an honest person. I never rip people off. I don't take from them. I don't overcharge them. I don't get their car in here. Okay? I don't get their car in here and start coming up with all these ideas of how can I make more money off this guy. I treat people fair. I have honest prices. I don't overcharge. If I run into situations, and let's say, here's an example. We got a Mustang outside. I just got done with. The guy bought a deck lid. The deck lid turned out to have about 3 inches of Bondo on it. I went ahead and redid the body. Now, in between, I'm sending him all these pictures of it. Every step that I do to this thing, I'm sending him pictures. When I work on somebody's car, I continuously send them pictures. I want your cell phone, motherfucker. Because whatever I do to your car, I'm sending you pictures of it as I work on it. That way you know exactly what I'm doing to your car every step of the way. Now, there's a lot of shops, I would say probably 97% of them that won't do that. They're not going to go out of their way to get your cell phone, put it in their cell phone, and take pictures to send you on a daily basis. I have probably sent Mr. Mustang over 400 pictures, 500 pictures of every detailed step because I want to make sure that he knows I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you, sir, and you're getting your money's worth. That's being honest. Telling Mr. Iowa, I'm sorry, I don't want to take your item. I don't have no room for it. That's being honest. That's not being insultive. That's not being aggressive. That's being honest. If more people would be honest in the world, like my friend Pete is, That's me. I'm sorry to say that. And speak what's on their mind instead of hold their feelings in or hold their anger back, this world would be a much better place to live. The internet has done nothing to us but show us how to hide, how to cheat, how to lie, how to be scumbag. That's all it's done. It hasn't done shit for me, except for come on here and ramble and talk to you. How can we trust our mechanic to work on our car? How do we know he's honest? Research. I'm not talking about getting on the internet and, oh, does he have a website? I'm talking about word of mouth. I'm talking about how many people locally does this guy know? How many people referred me to this guy? I have a friend, his name's Rick. He owns Rick's Custom Repairs in Lewisville, Texas. I've known him for probably going on 40 years, 38 years. He has never once advertised ever. He's basically just like me. If he doesn't like you, he's going to tell you. If he has an issue with your car, he's going to fucking tell you. If he doesn't want to work on your car, he's going to tell you he ain't working on it. He's not going to take your car in and ramble you around and squeeze you for every nickel you got and then never do anything in your car. He's just an honest, hardworking individual. And everybody that is in the automotive industry or in the automotive world, I wouldn't say everybody, that's going a little far. Dallas-Fort Worth is pretty big. I would say that this guy is almost semi-famous as pretty much any major mechanic shop, or I would say over semi-famous. I would say that this guy's just as popular and just as well-known as any dealership or any big operation in DFW. And you want me to tell you how big his shop is? About the size of my fucking office. It's about the size of my office. He's got one bay and he's got one lift. And he has one helper. He works off word of mouth because he's honest. He doesn't rip people off. He charges, what can we say? What kind of wages are we talking about here? He charges reasonable wages, kind of like I do. This is the kind of wages I charge. I'm not going to tell you how much I charge because it's none of your business unless I'm doing work for you. But this is the kind of job that you're going to get, my friend Pete. If I tell you that I'm going to paint your car for $7,800, anywhere else that does the identically exact same thing that I'm doing, you're going to end up paying $18,000 to $20,000. Now, I look at that in an honest way because I'm telling myself my overhead is low. Okay, my overhead is low. Do you understand? I don't have obstetrical rents and electric bills. I don't have 15 employees. So I pass my savings on to you, and I don't have to do that, bitch. I can charge you $150 fucking dollars an hour if I want. I can do that. But if you're an honest person, you're not going to do that. You're going to look at the big picture and you're going to say, my shop's paid for. I don't know shit on it. I own my own property. I don't know shit on that. My electric is very low here, my electric bill. My water bill is low. My dumpster bill's low. I can go ahead and charge this amount of money and I can still make a good living because I'm not here to be a fucking millionaire. I'm not here to be greedy. I could take you outside and I can walk around this town and show you a bunch of greediness going on. I'm not that guy. I'm going to walk around my office one more time, and I'm going to show you a little bit of honesty. So let's do that while I talk. So I was telling you about childhood memories, okay? And the Grinch that stole Christmas. No, that's not the Grinch. That's Scrooge. That's my favorite character right there, Scrooge. So I'm telling you about all this shit, and I'm looking around, and I'm going to tell you that something else. I'm going to go ahead and add, this is my wealth right here, people. This is it. You can keep all your fucking money. You can travel around the world, and you can quit your jobs and own Lamborghinis and Porsches and everything else. But you know what? You don't fucking own that. And you don't have this. And your daughter didn't go all the way to Tennessee and bring that back for you. And that picture right there of your two kids isn't hanging on your fucking wall because you didn't sacrifice your life to raise them that way. So what you're looking at is my riches. I don't give a shit about money. I don't ask for money. I don't fucking need money. I need food on my table. I need my electric bill paid. And I need to wake up every morning and say, Merry fuck off Christmas. So how can you trust your mechanic to work on your car? You can listen to him talk, and you can read him like a book. You can visualize what he's working on now and where he's at in life. And here's one good example that you shouldn't get your car worked on, and this is in the restoration business. If somebody tells you the way they operate is they get half the money up front and half when it's done, do not bring your car to that shop. If you get on a website and they have their payment plan on that website, and it says, I want $10,000 up front. You give me this much increment money every Friday. If you do not do this, I will stick your car up your fucking ass. You are a piece of shit, and I'm going to rip you off. Do you see where that's leading? It starts out with this and ends up with, fuck you. If you get on these websites that tell you, and I don't even want to show you any websites, there are dozens of them, what their payment plan is, how they're going to treat you, and they don't even fucking know you. Hang on a second. There we go. You see that bitch right there? That's worth more than any amount of money in my life. You know why? Because my son brought that back for me from the Philippines when he was on a ship, U.S. Navy ship. He brought that back for me. There's my fucking gold right there. I was talking about these internet people. This is what they're going to do to you right here, sir. If somebody asks you for half the money up front or anything like that, any outrageous fucking deal, this is it. This is the way they're going to pay you back right here. Honesty comes from the heart. You can read people that are honest. Open your eyes, clean your fucking ears out, and do your research, and you'll find the honest person to do your job. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, showing you my bank account. I had a guy ask me the other day, he says, no, he left a comment and said, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. You just bought a used camera for $700 and you can't afford a brand new iPhone for $1,200. Oh, okay, I'm full of shit. Let me see here. Let's think this over. I'm full of shit because I have my phone service through AT&T, and if you get an iPhone from AT&T, they put you on a 24-month payment plan on the phone. Oh, I'm full of shit. That person that left that comment, he's not an honest guy. Because he's a fucking idiot and he's a dumbass. Okay? Read between the lines, people. Do your research. All right? Do your research. People are leaving comments, political comments about Uncle Puppet. I don't appreciate that. My politics are right here, and this is another word of advice for you on honesty. Keep your fucking politics in your world. Okay, whatever is outside your world, we don't give a shit about, because it ain't got nothing to do with us, and it ain't going to change anything that we're doing. So I'd appreciate it, and I'm asking this very nicely and honestly. Please don't bring up Uncle Puppet and any type of political action on my YouTube channel. I am out of politics. I don't want to conspiracy theory. I don't want to, promote anybody or anything that has anything to do with politics. So we're getting the Mustang done the most honest way that we can, I will say. And we'll be leaving to Dallas, Texas to deliver that Mustang. I'm sorry. I had that out for a minute. So we're going to be delivering that Mustang to Dallas, Texas, and then we're going to go to, driving down Route 66, and I'm going to film some awesome, beautiful footage of Route 66. I think y'all are going to like that. On my way back, I'm going to take the long way home. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down all of Route 66, and I'm not just going to film Route 66. Everybody's seen that shit. I am going to find the hidden treasures on Route 66, and I'm going to film those. What can we say Paul Harvey style? The rest of the story is what you're going to see. So I think that's going to be really, really exciting fun. Of course, I'm going to have to go by myself. Minnie the Body Shop girl can't go because we got 2 little babies that she's got to stay home and babysit. I got my little buddy Axel that is now 10 years old, and we would normally take him with us and go, but he is extremely, what can I say? He hates the heat. He can't put up with any heat. He almost died twice in the heat. And even in the summertime, being in my truck with the air conditioning on, just opening the doors to get out and get gas and then letting that hot air, it just really bothers him and irritates. His tongue one time actually turned black. We thought he was going to die in front of us. So it looks like I'll be going by myself, and I'm going to get some very beautiful footage. And I don't get a lot of hits on those type of videos, I guess because I'm known for cars. But I don't care. I don't care if I get a lot of hits or not. Kind of like my little razor videos I've been making. If I only get 1,000 hits, I don't give a shit. Because you know what? It's there. And I'm fucking honest. And I'm showing you honesty. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, Mr. Honest, that says my bank account is full. I can't even squeeze one more fucking penny in it. So, yeah, here we go. That's in there. That's in my bank account. This one right here, this is in my bank account. This is in my safety deposit box right here. I'm not going to tell anybody what this is. If you can figure it out, leave a comment below. Leave a comment below. So, when my son graduated from boot camp, he went to welding school immediately. And anybody that's been in the Navy, they know that you go to your schooling. You have to go to your school. Yeah, that's right, AM. You got it. This was the first thing my son ever made in the United States Navy. 16 years ago. He was making this out of scrap stainless out of the bins of scrap stainless. I'm going to tell you this little story and then I'm going to go. And, of course, this was in his schooling right at boot camp there in Great Lakes, Michigan. So he's making this. He said, man, I'm going to make a set of dice for my dad. So he gets this dice done. And this was his very first stainless weld job that he ever did. Right here. Okay, he did a pretty good fucking job if you ask me. There's only one mistake in the whole thing, and it's right here. Right there. So he makes this, and when he got done making it, here comes the chief. What the fuck are you doing, Hughes? I was practicing my welding. Throw that shit back in the fucking bucket and get back to fucking work. He was going to make two of them. He had two of them already made out. He had to do, but he had this one, so he went ahead and kept that, and that was his first set. So anyway, my bank account's full. I'm full, and this video is way overdue, and it's full. So this is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'm going to ask you to do that. I'm not going to ask you for your money. I'm not going to ask you to send me shit. You know, I think it's a fucking insult when you get on a YouTube channel, and in the description, right under whatever they're telling you the videos, right under, they got their P.O. box number, they got their PayPal account, they got their GoFundMe account, and they got all this other shit for you to send stuff to them. I think that's very pathetic. It's disgusting. It's insulting to the viewer. And it just shows that that person is not an honest fucking person. He's greedy, slimy, and slimy is what he is. So, you know, honesty comes from the heart. Honesty comes from being honest. And I'm going to tell you this real quick. And I'm not the type of guy that preaches. I don't like to preach about Jesus Christ. But I will say I love Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is my Savior. I'm Catholic. I was born Catholic. I will die Catholic. I actually make religious artifacts, figures. This is a picture that I took of the clouds up in the Moab skies, and then I went ahead and photoshopped Jesus on the cross right there in it. So I make, religious stuff, but I don't sell religious stuff. I give it away. When I get some money, I make the stuff, and then I will give it away because I don't believe religion should be sold. I don't believe in that. Religion comes from the heart, not from a fucking bank account. If you're honest in life, and this is a true fact, I'm going to tell you right now, listen close. If you're honest and you do right things to people, whether they turn out to be trash or scumbag, you did the right thing. Whether they treat you like shit, in the end, you did the right thing. If you are honest throughout your life, honesty will pay off because God will give you the path to travel down and give you all the riches you need to pay everything you need in your life to be happy. Am I a happy person all the time? No, I'm not. I am very frustrated most of the time. I'm usually on the edge of my seat. I don't sleep good at night. And it's all because I'm honest and I have a conscience. To be honest, you got to have a conscience. And if you don't have a conscience, then you're just going to be a crooked piece of shit. I hate to say that, but that's the truth. So when you are frigid and you're always on the edge and you can't sleep, it's because you have a conscience and you are an honest person. Richard Trianglia on Facebook. Let me go ahead. He does live videos and he always talks about, I can't sleep at night. Every time I go to bed, I wake up. I'm always thinking about all this stuff and blah, blah. It's because he's an honest person. Honesty brings out the best in you. It brings out everything in you to where you're always thinking about shit, you know? This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. And the real honest answer is, I got to get to work, bitch. We'll see you later.